Good Thursday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. I am your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson. Let's go in and talk about the weather for your Thursday evening going into your future. We have some stuff that we are going to be talking about tonight. Obviously, before we start, it's Thursday, which means we have to talk about the drought monitor. So we're going to do that, as well as if you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, going to do so. We've had 5 people tune in so far and only 4 likes. So if you are part of that group that have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. We are at 598 subscribers. 2 subscribers away from that main goal of 600 subscribers. That's it. Just 2 subscribers away from that main goal. Let's go on and get there. We can get there tonight. You can go on and share it to 2 people right now. Go on and let them subscribe. We'll be there. Tell them they will be the 600 subscriber. That, and also, what are we going to talk about tonight in terms of just in depth? Well, obviously, we will talk about the current conditions, what's going on right now. We also will talk about our condition for tonight, just in general and just for our future. The tropics as well. Tropics, we have 2 new areas of interest now, which wasn't really expecting the one up in the northern Atlantic, but we're going to talk about that one. As well as we're going to continue to talk about how it's just going to be a stable pattern, and for the most part, how really the only time we're going to get really some rainfall is from systems, and we'll talk about that as well. So starting off, currently, what is currently going on throughout the entire state of South Carolina? Absolutely nothing. Nothing is going on right now. It is clear out there. Everyone is having fun. I would say fun in the sun, but it's obviously not daytime. So I'd say fun at night. Just no rainfall, nice and dry, nothing going on. Now, in terms of the entire U.S., we do in fact have some rainfall going on. And in terms of snowfall, is there any snowfall even going on? Seems like there really isn't, except for maybe like in eastern Idaho and maybe some parts of Wyoming. But other than that, everything else is just rainfall. Like rainfall going into Nebraska, going to South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, as well as the UP of Michigan, North Dakota, and Montana also getting in on some of that rainfall, as well as New Mexico and Texas. Now for cloud cover. Right now, cloud cover is relatively clear. I do see some low clouds starting to develop up there in the northern part of the state, just to the west of Rock Hill and Charlotte. But that might be some fog. Fog is indeed possible tonight, and patchy radiation fog likely near the rivers, lakes by sunrise. Visibility from 1 to 3 miles in some of those areas, and you can definitely see it here. If you go in and push this forward, you can see that cloud cover / fog ongoing. The blue is the cloud cover, the white is the clear sky. You can see it started going a bit inside the upstate, but going into tomorrow morning, you can start to see that fog starting to go in the western low country and the southern Midlands. And then it will disappear after a while, but as we get more into tomorrow afternoon, we will start to see some more cloud cover activity going over into like the northern part of the state. Now, current temperatures right now: 62 in Columbia, as well as 61 in Orangeburg, 60 in Sumter, as well as 59 in Georgetown, 61 in Murrells Inlet, as well as 61 in Myrtle Beach, 56 in Conway, and 60 in North Myrtle Beach, 59 inside of Somerville, as well as 63 in Charleston, 62 in Aiken, and 63 also in Greenwood. We also do have around 62 in Greenville, 62 in Spartanburg, and 61 in York, Gaffney, as well as Rock Hill, 63 in Anderson and Greenwood, as well as 65 in Clemson. Low temperatures for tonight seems to be around 50 in Greenville, 47 also inside of Spartanburg, 46 in Rock Hill, as well as 42 in Cheraw, 43 in Dillon, and 45 in Florence, 43 in Kingstree, and 49 in Georgetown, 50 in Myrtle Beach, and 49 inside of Walterboro and Moncks Corner, 56 in Charleston, and 61 in Hilton Head Island, 50 in Aiken, and 46 in Barnwell. Now for rainfall for tonight, no rainfall is indeed expected at this time. Again, no rainfall is expected as we move through tonight and tomorrow. That is what we are looking at as we go into the next 24 hours. Now, for the crazy score for tonight, We're only at an 11 inside the calm category. Calm category, that is just because it's going to continue to be dry. The only thing that we really have to watch out for tonight, maybe some chilly temperatures and patchy fog. But everything else is going to be nice and stable. SPC outlook for tonight, no thunderstorms are expected tonight, nor tomorrow or Saturday. So we are good in terms of thunderstorms for the next 3 days. Excessive rainfall, the exact same thing. So let's go on and talk about the models. Starting off here, 9 o'clock p.m. tonight. Go on and push this forward. You can see no rainfall at all as we get all the way to 1 p.m. There goes the high pressure right there. We are having fun in the sun as we go into tomorrow. Now, as we go into later tomorrow, same thing. And then as we go into tomorrow night, Friday night, going into early Saturday morning, again, more fun in the sun even on Saturday. If we go even further than that, though, so what about Sunday? Sunday looks relatively nice for the most part until we get later into the day. By around 2 p.m., you can start to see some more rainfall starting to push into parts of the upstate, but it's not going to really make it too much further, maybe until like around like the nighttime hours, but high pressure takes over immediately right after, and we dry off immediately again. And again, we're just continuing to see just dry conditions go on. I mean, we're not seeing any more rainfall, or at least major rainfall from a major storm system until like the 28th after that. And then everything else past that, way too far out. Once we get to around October the 29th, it's just way too far out to say exactly what in the world is going to happen there. But if we go into the anomalies, they'll see what's going on in terms of our air. Obviously, it is a bit cooler, especially in like the PD, the Grand Strand, the Low Country, even portions of the upstate Midlands as you get into like the nighttime hours. But as you get throughout the daytime and as we get more into like the weekend, it's going to warm up. Cold front that moves through on Sunday, that will bring us some cooler air. And it will try to stay for a little bit. But the warm air takes right back over, and we are seeing more warmer air at that time frame. And you're really not going to get too much cooler. So, yes, as we get into around like October, like the 20th, the 21st, 22nd, maybe even all the way through to like the 24th, it looks like that warmer air will take right back over. Now, in terms of exact temperatures, because some people might be asking, well, what about exact? Obviously, we can't talk about exact, but we can look at, just what it looks like. I mean, you're at temperature like in the 40s as that cold front passes through on Sunday. And then just as you go more into like the 22nd, the 23rd, 24th, you're still seeing temperatures in the 40s and the 50s. And we're not quite back in that 80-degree range yet. But 80s most likely will be trying to make a return, especially on the 28th, the 29th. But another cold front pushes through, and it kind of stops it. I mean, really, if it is a cold front or not, it almost looks like a cold front. Might not be if I go in and check out the humidity. It does kind of look like a little cold front right here, October the 29th as well. That will try to bring us some more cooler air. And, I mean, technically the air is cool to a standpoint. Technically the air is indeed cooler. But you're still going to have high temperatures in the 70s. And maybe even the 80s. So definitely during the day, still going to be above average. And for this time of year, the reason why we are inside of the red, you can see like the reds above us, is just because we should be cooler at this time of year. This is November the 1st, so way too far out. I mean, we're so far out now, we can see all the way into November now. But for this time of year right here, it is above average. So that is it for our future. What about the tropics? We have two areas that we're watching for. We have disturbance 1, which is the one down here. This is the one that I've been just hollering about for like the past, honestly, I don't know. It's been like the past 5 days at this point, somewhere around there. I've been talking about this system right here in the main development region, trying to go more to the west. And finally, they put out an area of interest for. This is just east of the Windward Islands into the Caribbean Sea. A tropical wave currently located over the central tropical Atlantic is associated with a large area of showers and thunderstorms. Some gradual development of the system is possible over the next several days as it moves west at around 15 to 20 miles per hour. Regardless of development, heavy rainfall and gusty winds are possible as the system moves across the Windward Islands late this weekend and enter the Caribbean Sea by the early to middle part of next week. So that will continue to go on. It's still a 10% chance over the next 48 hours to form and a 30% chance over the next 7 days. So we are still too far out right now to say exactly what will occur with this, but as you continue to go throughout the early to middle part of next week, that's when it will try to get into that Caribbean Sea area, and we'll start to see that area start to increase in terms of development chances. Now, disturbance 2 over here, this is in the northern Atlantic. It says a non-tropical area of low pressure is currently developing several hundred miles to the south of Nova Scotia, Canada. The system is expected to drop southeast and then turn northeast by this weekend, and some subtropical or tropical development could occur while the system moves over the Gulf Stream to the northeast of Bermuda. By early next week, the system will move further northeast into colder waters, ending its chances for development. So this has a 10% chance over the next 48 hours and a 10% chance over the next 7 days, meaning that this could potentially try and turn into like Karen was. Remember Tropical Storm Karen that we had just a couple of days ago? That storm was up there, and it wasn't expected to turn into anything, wasn't going to cause anything. The main thing with that one was that it was just going to kind of just be there and kind of take a name off of the board for our tropical season. And so this one might try to as well. I believe after Melissa is Nestor, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's Nestor, or I might be just completely going on and making that up inside my mind. But if I go in and look at the tropical storm names for 2025, because I do not memorize this list at all, the next name, which I thought it was Nestor, let's see if I absolutely botched it. It is Nestor. Okay, so I actually got it correct. It is indeed Nestor. So that would be the next one after the M name. So we'll see. I mean, will both of them take the M name and the N name, or will none of them take it, or will just one of them? You know, obviously, which one will it be? We don't know. We just have to continue to watch and see what happens here. Now, in terms of the actual models and what the actual ensembles themselves say, for the most part, it seems like that the one at the southern side obviously is going to be the most prominent one, the one that we were going to have to pay the most attention to, especially as he goes into the Caribbean Sea. And we were talking about that last night. If you were there last night, you know what I'm talking about. But don't even pay attention to the one up here in the north. Pay attention to the one down here at the south first. That one's going to continue moving its way over to the west, and it's going to continue to move its way through the Windward Islands. I mean, at this point, I think it's guaranteed it's going to hit some part of the Windward Islands or the Leeward Islands. And as it continues going into the Caribbean Sea towards that northern tip of South America, you can see that you have some that try to go more to the north, more towards like Jamaica or Haiti or the Dominican Republic or areas like that. Now, where will it go after this? I mean, you see a bunch over in this area just to the south of Haiti. You see a bunch over here just to the east or kind of like in the western Caribbean Sea. Kind of just staying over there trying to make landfall somewhere. And then you have a couple who tries to curve up and try to go into the Gulf a little bit. So again, we're still 10 days out from this thing. Still way too far out to say exactly, but I mean, even by the time we get to the Windward Islands, or by the time it even gets there, that's still Monday. So that's still 4 days out right here. So we still have a long way to go with this. And really, when I say long way, I mean like another like 5-6 days or so to really see what it's going to do after it gets into the Caribbean Sea. But will it go up towards us? Will it go over into the Gulf? Will it go over down towards South America or hit somewhere in Central America? That's a great question. So now that is out of the way, what about the other one? So obviously we have this one down here that we're watching for, but the other one over here that we were just talking about is going to go up into the north and east, up into the northern Atlantic. It's not going to do much, and it's going to be out of our hair. Not really going to cause a problem for really anybody at that point in time. So nothing for us to worry about there either. But in terms of what we have after that, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything in the main development region. Not seeing anything pop up in the Gulf. Not seeing anything over here. I mean, yes, you have a couple of low pressure that shows up here and there, but there's only like one or two, and that's not enough to be consistent. So I'm not seeing anything after these two systems right here go along. after they're done. We'll see what happens after they're done, what we have after that. But if we don't see anything else, I'm not saying put a wrap on hurricane season, but I'm definitely saying we're really getting close to that time to where we might actually start putting a wrap on it and start getting into fall severe weather season, and then obviously winter snow season, stuff like that. But that's it for the tropics. So let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. Starting off at the top, Mr. Chris was here first for tonight. He does come in and say, good evening, everyone. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. He's absolutely correct. We've had 11 people tune in so far, and we only have 8 likes. Don't know what's going on there, but if you are a part of that 3 that have not hit the like button yet, go on and do so. It's free. You can change your mind at any time. And also hit the subscribe button. He also has had a great day here in Moncks Corner. A little bit breezy, but comfortable. Glad to hear. Thank you for that weather update over there in Moncks Corner. My Aunt Lula comes in and says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. We had a great day in Georgetown. Nice, mild day. And I'm pretty sure that was pretty much just what happened throughout the entire state. Pretty mild, pretty clear day. Mr. Anthony comes in and says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you as well. My Nana also comes in and says, hello, Jay. Beautiful day. I spent a lot of time outside today, and I enjoyed it. Well, glad that you got yourself some outside time. Hopefully, you should be able to get some more as you get into tomorrow and Saturday as well. So, definitely do enjoy it. My Aunt Lula comes back and says, I was very comfortable all day. Thank you so much for that report over there in Georgetown again. And then Trail says, greetings, everyone. Greetings to you. Mr. Chris comes back and says, remember that the fair is coming, and usually when it comes, we get cold. That is, oh God, that is later this month. Later this month, I mean, at that point, if I go in and check on over here, if I go into later this month, I mean, yes, you're right. Usually does get cold. I mean, yeah, you will have temperatures down into like the 50s and stuff like that. But, I mean, high temperatures during the day, it's going to be like up in the 70s and 80s. Now, again, low temperatures will, they'll try to be in those 50s again still as well. So, it will kind of feel like it, but it might be a little bit warmer. Especially during the daytime. But things can change. This is over 300 hours out, and we still have 300 hours until fair even happens. But other than that, that is all that I see in the chat for tonight. So you still can go on and leave something. You just have to be a subscriber of the channel because it's on subscriber only mode. You have to have an account to be a subscriber, and it's free. So let's go on and talk about the 4 locations outside of South Carolina. Some of y'all might be asking, what am I talking about? I'm talking about San Antonio, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as well as Duncan, Oklahoma. And we did it a bit differently yesterday. We started off with Raleigh. So we're going to start off with Philadelphia. Start off with Philadelphia tonight and work our way to Duncan, then to San Antonio, and we'll do Raleigh last. So starting off with Philadelphia, first, you have low temperatures tonight at 42, high temperatures tomorrow at 63, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 44. There is indeed no precipitation, none whatsoever, expected at this time. And then in terms of severe weather, you might be asking as well, do we have any of that? Absolutely not. You look good there as well. So in terms of excessive rainfall, that's done for you. Now for Duncan, low temperatures tonight around 62, high temperatures for tomorrow at 87, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 67. No precipitation is expected for tonight or tomorrow, but tomorrow night there is a slight chance of thunderstorms. No precipitation throughout those two, and then obviously tomorrow you actually do have a chance for some severe weather with that precipitation chance. So even though it does say a slight chance of thunderstorms, it should also be a slight chance of severe thunderstorms, as isolated severe thunderstorms are possible for you tomorrow. That's for wind and hail. So make sure that you watch out for some isolated wind gusts of up to around 60 miles per hour and some isolated large hail of up to 1/4 in diameter. Now in terms for San Antonio, low temperatures tonight 68, high temperatures tomorrow at 91, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 73. No precipitation is expected, no severe weather is expected, and no excessive rainfall is either And then for Raleigh, North Carolina being the last one, low temperatures tonight at 42, high temperatures tomorrow at 68, and then low temperatures tomorrow night at 47. No precipitation is expected at this time. No severe weather or excessive rainfall as well. So you are good in terms of those areas as well. So we're good with those four. But now it's the time that a lot of us have been waiting for. For the people that have stuck around, appreciate you for that. Because it's time to talk about the drought. So, drought prediction is going inside the chat right now. Go on and leave your vote. Obviously, option one. Option one, which, well, let me explain it for some people that might be new. If you're new and you have no idea what the drought prediction is, it's pretty much where every Thursday we come here as a community and try and guess what's going to happen with the drought monitor. I have not seen it yet. So, we're going to go in and check. Obviously, the main goal is for you not to check. But obviously you can if you wanted to, but I mean, that'd be cheating. But obviously, the fun of it is just supposed to be we don't know. We're just going to try and make a guess of it and just to see what happens. And so the drought, you can either say option one will be the drought has grown, because the last time that we saw the drought, there was indeed a D2 drought. So the drought has grown. That's number one. Option number two will be the drought has stayed the same, slash decreased, or I should honestly say slash lessened a little bit. Then we also have option number three, which means that the drought is completely gone, but the abnormally dry is still here. And then we have option number four, which drought and the abnormally dry is gone. So that is our four option. That is going inside the chat right now. So go in and vote for that. As we go in and wait for those votes to come in, what's going on throughout the entire U.S. In terms of weather news-wise that we can go on and talk about? Well, a storm system will slowly continue to press across the central U.S. Friday and Saturday with widespread showers and thunderstorms. There is a slight risk for severe thunderstorms and excessive rainfall has been issued Saturday from the Ozarks into the mid-Mississippi River Valley. That will have the chance, obviously, for damaging winds, large hail, tornadoes, and indeed flash flooding. So that's the main thing. Also, chances for heavy snow over parts of the northern Rockies / the Great Basin. That will continue through there. And something's wrong with their map. Their map's like broken for some reason. I don't know why it's broken like this, but nothing I can really do about it. Something on their end. Oh, no, there it is. It works now. Freezing will also on go for the Four Corners region from Utah to Colorado to New Mexico, as well as over inside of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Virginia. Even New York also has a chance for some freezing as well. Frost will also be ongoing from Ohio throughout all of the states that I just called out. And dense fog will also be a bit of a concern in northeastern North Dakota. And even parts of California, at least in the central portion. That's places like Selma to Fresno, California, in those areas. And so now it's time for the drought monitor. So let me go and check out the poll, see how we're doing here. So we have a good amount of votes to come in. And remember, go in and vote for it. It's inside the chat. You have about like another minute or so before we go in and reveal it. I'm going to talk about my thought process real quick. And don't copy my thought process. You go over from what you think. And if I go in and look at the observed precipitation, which I'll go in and show you all as well. If you go in and look through the observed precipitation over the past 7 days, I'm seeing that we got a lot of rainfall over here inside of the Grand Strand, the PD area, even parts of the Low Country. So I do think that the drought here has technically decreased. I don't think that it's definitely not the same. But one thing that I also am paying attention to as well is up there in the upstate. Barely any rainfall is up there, and it's definitely dry. It definitely is dry. So at that point, the drought could have definitely have grown up there. So at the main point that I think the drought has stayed the same. That's just what I think. I think that the drought has stayed the same. I don't think it really, it decreased maybe in this area, but I think it definitely increased inside the upstate. So I think that it stayed the same on a statewide level. So that is what I think. Let's go in and reveal it. Let's go in and see. Let me give a drum roll real quick. And I'm going to have to pull up the last one to see exactly, but this is what the drought monitor looks like. We still have that D2 drought that's still there over there inside of Allendale County, Barnwell, and Bamberg. But you can see a lot of that drought that was there from the Grand Strand of the PD all the way into the Low Country is now gone. And we're doing definitely well in portions of the Low Country, especially the Tri-County area being one of those. But if we go back to Thursday the 9th, that being, and if I go on and check out what it looked like back then, it seemed like for the most part that it kind of looked like honestly, I think that I was honestly kind of wrong with this one. If I go in and show you it, this is what it looked like. This is what it looked like. You have this compared to this. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know. Either this definitely got less or this definitely stayed the same. But definitely this did not grow. Now, obviously, the drought is not gone. So, honestly, I'm not quite sure of what to say. This is what it looked like last week, and this is what it looks like this week. So definitely leave what you think. Do you think that this is definitely a lesser drought, or do you think it's around the same? Because honestly, I'm kind of on the fence. I think that it's around the same, but at the same time, really just matters. But let's talk about the one for this week, though, while y'all go in and think about that. There still is a drought going on in Orangeburg as well as Barnwell and over in southeastern Aiken, going into Chesterfield and Lancaster and Chester, going into York County, Union, southern Spartanburg as well as southern Greenville, and also inside of Anderson and Abbeville. Drought going on through there, and obviously the abnormally dry being the yellow from Horry County over to Marion to Florence, over into Lee, to Sumter, to Richland, to Lexington, and all these areas up here into Oconee and Pickens County. All of these areas still have a drought, not a drought, but still have an abnormally dry going on for them. Mr. Chris puts his comment in, says he thinks that it shrunk. So I think that that's the one that we're going to stay with for the most part. So for the 20% that said drought has stayed the same / shrunk, you are indeed correct. 20% said that it grown, 20% said that the drought is now gone, and 40% said that the drought and the abnormally dry is gone. Yeah, we still got a long way before we go on and get to that, but me and whoever the other 20% says, whoever the other 20% was, congratulations to you, as you got it correct. That is all that I have for tonight. If you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, go on and do so. We are 598. That's it. Just 2 subscribers away. Just share it to 2 people, and we will be there at that 600 goal. You can even put in the message to them. You will be the 600 subscriber if you want to subscribe right now. That's it. The 600 subscriber. It's almost here. I think that we will be there relatively soon, in like the next day or so. We can do it. I mean, we can even do it tonight. But make sure that you go on and hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Also, still, don't forget about the like button as well. 13 people have tuned in so far and only 9 likes, so go on and do so and hit it. That's all that I have. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Thursday evening. Top fans for tonight, by the way, Mr. Chris was at number 1. Lula was at number 2, and then I believe it was Mr. Anthony who was at number 3. So congratulations to the 3 of y'all for being the top fans for the night. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and I will be back tomorrow morning with your Friday morning forecast update. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Thursday, and hit those 2 buttons before you leave.